Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final round of the X1 Division League, EXA League Racing. We are here in Great Britain at Silverstone for the final round and the championship decider for the Drivers' Championship. I'm here with Emilio, and qualification has just started. And it is in... Hello, Emilio. How are you?
Hello, good sir. It is great. I've been ill for the last few days. I'm still not 100% recovered yet, but I'm now back to the point where I can be here in the commentary booth for Silverstone, and I've returned at what is probably one of the best, if not the best timings, because we have an intense championship battle this evening between two drivers and also between two teams in the Constructors' Championships, as we're here for round number 12 of X1, the Season 5 finale, here for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. The championship, as we mentioned, between two main drivers, Mr. Alexi Covero, also known as Ali here, and there's Soa Pintario, known as V10 Leo. This one, they are two main championship contenders.
Yes, indeed. Alu is ahead in the championship by just a few points. He needs to score better. Well, he needs to score P3 or better. He needs to have his foot on the podium today to guarantee a win in the championship. If he scores P4, there is still a very slim chance that it can get taken from him by the Mercedes driver.
Yes, indeed, and I will go through right now what the situation is. It's quite a lot of info, but I'll go through them like rapid fire, because as you said, if Ali can get up onto the podium, then it doesn't matter where Leo finishes. However, if it's outside the podium, then here's how it will go. If Leo were to win the race, plus take pole, plus take fastest lap, because remember, you also get extra point if you get pole position and or the fastest lap of the race. So if Leo gets pole, fastest lap, and the win, then Alu needs to take 4th place. If Alu takes 5th with the fastest lap, then Leo needs to win and take pole. If P6 is for Alu, then P2 plus pole is needed for Leo. If Alu takes 7th, there's 3rd place plus fastest lap plus pole needed for Leo at the minimum. If it is 9th, Alu finishes... no, sorry, if it's 8th plus fastest lap for Alu, there's 3rd place plus pole needed for Leo. If Alu finishes 9th, then Leo needs to take at least 4th plus fastest lap plus pole. If Alu finishes 10th, then Leo needs to get 4th place plus pole. And if Alu takes 12th place, then Leo needs to finish at least 5th plus fastest lap plus pole. So that is the situation. And as you said, that if Alu does end up finishing on the podium, then it doesn't matter where Leo finishes the race. So it's gonna be intense. I mean, we up until this evening, we had technically 3 drivers in the championship battle, with Ryan Grob and the Aston Martin also being in contention. However, the last 2 races, he had major technical difficulties. In round 11 at Kota, no, round 10, sorry, he incurred a game glitch where basically it was during the first safety car period where Ryan went to pit under the safety car. He went past the safety car, but then a few moments later, as he entered the pit lane, the game disqualified him for allegedly speeding under the safety car, which was incorrect. It was just a game glitch, and there was nothing the stewards could do anything about it. And then he didn't participate in Zandvoort last week because he had technical difficulties with his PC. So, yeah, those two pretty much ruined Ryan Grob's chance of fighting for the championship. So it leaves us with a duel between these two, Alu and Mr. Leo. One, a very experienced veteran Leo. The other being Alu, who is very less experienced. But some fun facts about those two whilst we get to qualify the way. By the way, for the people watching, it is a short qualifying format, so it's a single 18-minute session to determine who's going to start where for the 29-lap British Grand Prix, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is 29 laps.
Yep, 29 laps. Thank you very much. And in terms of fun fact about the drivers, as Leo sets the current benchmark with a 124.8, we'll see where...
And Alu is currently making his way through Maggots and Beckett's here on his hot lap as he comes down the hanger straight. Let's have a look, see if we can find any lap times for him here. He has set a slower Sector 1 and 2. This doesn't seem to be much faster than Leo at the moment. Maybe he can pick it up in Sector 3, but it is going to be quite a big ask for his first run here in qualifying. There's also a 19... Is it 19 points? Between the two drivers today. So that is the gap between the standings here. Is it 19?
Okay, correction.
14, sorry.
Correction.
14
yes,
points, not 19. Yes. And
yeah,
also,
14 points.
in the Drivers' Championship, whoever gets P1 wins $100 in prize money. So there is also not only pride on the line today, but also a nice amount of money for the winner. P2 gets $65, P3 gets $35. So all is at stake today.
Yeah, a lot is at stake, as I'm also going to go quickly through some notable facts about our two main championship protagonists. So first of all, V10 Leo, who's currently on provisional pole position. He is a Romanian driver, and he has been in the EX8 Racing League since its foundation. So he is one of the OGs in this league, and he's the most decorated member here, winning 3 drivers and 4 constructors championship in his time here, looking to add a 4th drivers championship title this evening. And he has won also the last X2 for X1 titles, sorry. So he's won Season 4 and Season 3. So he's looking to take a 3rd championship in a row. And he switched gears in the second half of the season, where after a challenging beginning, he won 4 out of the last 5 races. And with that also being the last 3 in a row, doesn't have really much to rules. He's a very aggressive driver, and he is expected to go quite all out. And I do expect him to be quite aggressive because, as I mentioned, he won the last 3 races in a row. So my man was on a charge. However, that doesn't mean that we can't. However, because Leo has been in such fine form, that doesn't mean we can't discount Mr. Alu. As Alu, he is a Finnish driver, and this season has been his debut season in EXA. So this is his first ever season in EXA. So a rookie, and he's been incredibly consistent. In fact, I'm going to bring up some interesting statistics. Is that, as I mentioned, that Leo has won the last 5 races, so it means he has a total of 5 wins this season. Alu has a total of 0 wins for Alu, yet he's leading the championship because he's been super consistent. The guy, he's actually finished, out of the 11 races we've had this season so far, he has finished on the podium in 9 of those occasions. And in 7 of those, it was P2. So 7 P2s, 2 P3s. He also picked up 1 single fastest lap of the race. So the man has been super consistent. And he's still chasing for that first win of the season. He's also a very smart driver, expected to know what he has to do to win. And also, another thing to mention is the Constructors' Championship fights between Mercedes and McLaren, where the Silver Arrows, or technically Black Arrows because their liveries can't fiber, they have a 40.3 lead over McLaren, meaning that it is effectively Mercedes' championship already now. However, mathematically, not quite. Because unless McLaren gets a 1-2, then we don't really need to calculate the outcome. So pretty much, if McLaren wants to clinch this championship, if they really want to, do an unbelievable, they need to finish 1-2 this race. If they don't get a 1-2, then the championship for the constructors is in Mercedes' hands.
Absolutely. However, we are not really focusing on the constructors today.
Yeah.
While it is pretty much won the Constructors' Championship for Mercedes, all eyes are on the Drivers' Championship. It's Red Bull versus Mercedes. It's the rookie versus the veteran. I'm sure you are getting flashbacks towards the real-life 2021 Formula One season where these two indeed were battling it out on this track midway through the season. So hopefully we're not going to see another Cobb's Corner incident just here. Maybe to keep it interesting, someone could, whack it around Cobbs. But That is rather unlikely, as we are in the highest division of EXA racing.
Yeah.
Everyone is very, very talented drivers here on the sim. As Pablo actually sets the fastest Sector 1 I'm looking at here. He does set the fastest Sector 1 down in the McLaren.
Well, I'm watching him.
As he's heading around. Let's ride on board. He's heading around Cobbs now, actually.
Yeah, flat out through Cobbs Corner easily. These modern airfall cars. He heads towards Maggots and Beckett's. The first two bits are flat out. Then it is a lift down to 7th gear, down another gear for turn number 30. There's flat out for turn 14. DRS up, and as he heads down the hangar straight towards Stowe Corner. Where will he brake? He will turn around the 50-meter board down to 6th gear around Stowe Corner. He has a couple of slow cars ahead of him who will surely get out of the way. Braking around the 100-meter board for the Vale chicane in 3rd gear. Short shifting up to 4th just before turn 17. Then round turn 18 down the Hamilton straight.
And he puts into P2.
P2 for
P2.
Pablo.
Very strong performance there. V10 Leo is still out ahead, a 10th faster than Pablo. Alu sitting back in 4th, more than a 10th, but he's sitting. Alu's sitting down in 4th. Is he on a hot lap now? It looks like it, as he's going around Cobbs Corner now, coming towards Maggots and Beckett's. Let's have a look at his fastest sector times. He's done a 27.1 in the first sector, which is pretty fast. As he's going down the hangar straight now.
2/10 up.
2/10 up on. Is that his previous time or the fastest
on his
time? On his previous time.
It's on his previous time. So he's currently 2/10 up on his previous time. That would put him potentially on the front row, if not maybe provisional pole position. If he can nail the Vale chicane, he goes round turn 6.
Round
17.
to the last corner. Let's see what it's like. Fastest sector 2 he puts down. Oh, he is 0.05 of a second short of pole position right there.
Yeah, he did. I did see that in the end he was just under 1.5 tenths up on his previous so he did lose time in sector 3.
Yes.
In fact, yeah, he lost 65 milliseconds in sector 3. So if he hadn't lost time, he would have been on provisional pole position by 15 milliseconds. If he, let's say, did exactly the same sector 3 as he did on his previous lap, he would have set a 124.810. So that would have put him on provisional pole position. But
absolutely.
But it is interesting to see now that the two championship contenders are on the front row. So this will get juicy, I have no doubt.
Leo so far has what he needs. He does have the pole position for now. I'm not sure how long we have in the session. Probably about 7 to 5 minutes, which will give both drivers at least another run round.
Just under 6 minutes left in the session. It was 5 minutes 50 left this session. As I'm now currently watching. Okay, Leo's not on a lap at the moment because he invalidated, I think. Let's see if anybody else is on a lap.
It's also worth noting that an AlphaTauri has indeed DNF'd right at the bottom. I'm not sure what's happened there, whether it's a connection error or a crash.
Or there could be a case that most likely he probably has a qualifying ban because of we have a penalty point system, and I'm presuming he has some sort of qualifying ban. And also regarding Ryan Grob, I did want to mention there are some additional info that I want to mention about this evening. So first of all, Ryan Grob, although he is not going to be in the championship, he's not in the championship picture anymore. And in terms of calculations, he is on 164 points. Fourth place Marco Tabuno is on 89 points. So Ryan Grob is third place confirmed. So he will be bringing home a nice $35 to himself.
65. Oh yeah, for P3 you get $35, which is a nice amount of prize money for playing a video game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also, what I did want to say about Ryan Grob is that, although he's not going to be fighting for the championship, that he will actually attend. He's technically attending here, but he won't actually be competing in the race. He'll actually be retiring from the race. So he'll retire on the pits at the end of lap 1 for the sole purpose of his participation being spotless, i.e. participating in every single race of the season.
Interesting.
So he just wanted that 100%.
He wants the 100% attendance, doesn't he?
He just wants that spotless. Yeah. And other things to note is
sliding
that
around.
Another thing, Richards, the AlphaTauri you mentioned earlier, is expected to be an important figure for next season, as he's really quite fast. This is actually will be his debut race. If you're wondering, this Richards' debut race. This is apparently, from what I've been told, he's quite quick trouble. See with that. Marco Tabuno also had one of the Tabuno in the Ferrari. We can see there. He actually had one of the most unlucky seasons. One of the most unluckiest tries, right? He had really good place, but quite a lot of incidents and bad strategy calls didn't make him a title contender. Or in other words, Marco Tabuno has the Ferrari experience. And it's kind of appropriate because he is in a Ferrari after all.
Absolutely.
No offense, Tabuno, but yeah, unfortunately, he did have the Ferrari experience. He is expected to go back to his old ways next season when he won and dominated season 2 title. So the first four seasons we had an X1. 3 of them were won by Mr. Leo, whilst the season 2 was dominated by Tabuno. So
Absolutely.
There was some other additional info.
And we're starting to see all the cars head out of the pits now for their second or third run in qualifying. Third run in qualifying. Will they have? I can't see the time, unfortunately, on how long we have left.
I did see it for a split second. Okay, there's 2.5 minutes.
Yes, 2.5 minutes.
Everybody's on their final lap.
Everyone is on their final out lap and on their final hot lap.
Yeah. Also, one thing, somebody has told me in the Twitch chat that apparently Ryan Grob is on a controller, so he's currently on a controller.
Interesting.
Playing. Yeah, but he's a bit irrelevant because he'll be retiring on lap 1.
And Exa Rolling is going to be starting. Never mind, no, he's not. He was going to be starting flying lap, but he has just come to a stop across the line. Thought he would be starting a flying lap here, but maybe he's just going to do another out lap to warm the tires up.
I think he did do a lap because when I went up to his camera, he was up across the line. So I think maybe he just finished a lap because also his battery is depleted 33%. So I think he just finished a lap. We just didn't see it. And you can see MS Benz is currently
on a hot
lap in the Red Bull. He is on a hot lap. He opens the DRS heading down the Wellington Straight. The Alfa Romeo there getting out of the way very nicely as the Red Bull braking hard around the 150 meter board. Down to 5th gear for Brooklands. Down to 3rd gear for Luffield. Keeping it very steady at the exit. Is going to be Flato through Woodcote and heading towards Cops Corner. This is where Hamilton and Verstappen had their hilarious incident for 3 years ago now because it's 2024. Does it very nicely, heading towards Maggot and Beckett. The first 2 bits easily flat out. Little lift for the 3rd one, then the 4th bit down to 6th gear. Flat out for turn 14. DRS open for the Wellington Straight. Heading up towards Stowe Corner.
And he has actually set a decent Sector 1 and Sector 2. So we're going to see if he can improve on P13 as he heads into Vale now. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. And he's gone a bit tight at the end of the chicane coming through the last corner. Let's see where he places up in P9. So a bit of an improvement for Bentz in the other Red Bull.
Right,
let's see if we can... Have we got Alu on a hot lap?
Okay, but Tabuno is next to cross the line. And the Ferrari, as he rounds the final corner, the checkered flag falls. Qualifying's officially. And Tabuno, pole position
as Alu is coming through Maggots and Beckett's. He is desperate to be taking that pole position and at least get ahead of Leo here. As he coming down the hanger straight. He has set a fastest... Is that a fastest Sector 2? It's looking like a fastest Sector 2. Yes. He's set a fastest Sector 2, but not an ideal Sector 1. He goes a little bit wide there. Oh, no. He's invalidated a lap. Oh, no. This was his chance to get onto pole.
Leo's off the track. Leo's off the track at Stowe Corner. You can see him. He's off somewhere. Knocking down a couple meter boards. So...
Oh,
but there is still opposition up to grabs as, he bins
it into the pit lane, yep. So, our championship contenders have not locked out the front grid, and they have not had, well, an ideal qualifying session, we'll say, for either of them. As
Yeah, and
the other
Alfredson,
Mercedes
oh.
puts it on pole position, Alfredson with a 1:24.6, 3 milliseconds faster than Marco. 3
Yeah,
milliseconds.
Wow, yeah, and now AMS Benz pit said that is now qualifying officially over for the British Grand Prix, and it is the Mercedes of Roland Alfredson who will start on pole position for Mercedes as our championship contenders Leo and Alu are third and fifth respectively. None of them picking up that extra point for pole position, and it is Alfredson who picks up that specific points.
So I believe Alu needs to get P4 or better because Leo doesn't have that pole position. So I believe,
Yeah,
if my maths is correct,
okay.
Alu needs to get P4 to win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being a bit more specific, I actually wrote that down myself. If we're being maybe more specific and more precise with the calculations, Alan needs to get at least fifth with the fastest lap of the race.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, pretty much. If he could get, if he gets fourth, then yeah, as we're gonna go through the results, the qualifying results for the British Grand Prix in X1, as Alfredson will start on pole position for Mercedes-Benz here in Silverstone with Marco Tabuno just 0.003 of a second behind. Very close there. Behind them, we have Leo, who has one hand on the trophy already, but will he have the other on it? Let's see, as Jack starts fourth place, then Alu in fifth, then Pablo, Marco SK, Zay, Morgan, Casper rounding out the top 10. Then we have Benz, Tim, then Grandada, Katana, Thomas Lang, Jettas, Rowley, Ryan Grob, and then Richards, who hasn't set a lap time. But that is qualifying done for the British Grand Prix. Now it is time for the race.
Indeed. And, well, Alu is hoping to get an immense start as he needs to make up at least, well, one position for the end of the race. So the start is going to be absolutely crucial for our championship contenders.
Yeah. Sunny skies here at Silverstone for the time being. I mean, it's no clouds in the sky, so at the moment it looks like dry race, although British weather can be a bit unpredictable sometimes.
British weather could be British weather and change
Also
this race up. Yes.
Yes.
Should we do a safety car prediction? How many safety cars are we going to get?
I'm going to predict 1 or 2. I'm going to predict
including
2.
virtuals. Including virtuals.
Yeah, including virtuals, I'm going to predict 2.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of runoff here at Silverstone, unlike some other tracks, mainly the street circuits, where we'd see more virtuals and more full safety cars. So maybe I'd say a virtual and a full, maybe.
I'd say the same, as the tension is building. The chat is already building up the hype. Qualifying is over. Our final qualifying session of the season's over. Now it is time for the main race. Ali is just one position behind where he needs to finish the minimum to grab the championship. Leah needs to perfect this race and hope that Ali doesn't score that best of results, i.e. finishes outside the top 4. But the rest of the race can also play into effect of how the championship contenders' paths to the title will go.
Absolutely. Now we're just waiting on the players to ready up, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out, and away we go. 3 people got a drive-through penalty on that late lights as Roland gets ahead well of his teammate who's already made up a place as they're going round 1 and 2. Now into the chicane. There's a yellow flag already. A big incident at the back. We've got a lot of cars who have come off and going into ghost mode. We've got a Haas right at the bottom and 3 people with drive-through penalties. As Alu makes up a position going down the Wellington Straight. It's a 1-2 right now for Mercedes with an AlphaTauri in P3. Alu is trying to get past this AlphaTauri. He is currently sitting in a position where he can win this race, championship, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Because you sit there. Leo's currently second, but Alu is in 4th place, which is where he needs to be at minimum to take this championship. So I think I imagine Alfredson will probably let his teammate pass as Leo trying to get past Jax there. Marcus and Beckers didn't quite work out there for you, buddy. As we're now going to go down the Hanger Straight. The Red Bull of Alu. Is he going to waste time with the AlphaTauri? Is he? Is he? He's going to try the outside
Around the outside.
He goes.
Surely he's not got it enough here. Oh, he
yeah,
goes a little bit wide,
jump.
but he just about gets through. The thing with Alu is he wants to make up all of these places, but he doesn't want to be too impatient, because being impatient, he will make a mistake. As Ryan Grubb gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and is retired. Oh, well, he was the person who was going to retire anyway, if I remember correctly. And
yes, correct.
There's quite a lot of people pitting here. We have 4 people pitting. As probably quite a lot of front wing damage occurred during the first corners. Quite a big pile-up that we didn't get to see as we were watching the leaders. So Alu, who's made up the one all-important position and is trailing Jax here in the AlphaTauri. He just wants to get past him eventually. He's going to bide his time. Is he going round on the inside? No, he's not. He's going wheel to wheel here.
Round the outside.
Around the outside. Has he got it? Does he go around Cobb's corner? And he is ahead, up into the top 3. Absolutely nothing can stop this man in the Red Bull here. He's going to chase down his championship contender, Leo. Just, you know, maybe to rub some salt in the wounds.
Yeah, definitely. As we go through markets and Vegas, there's Sector 1, but that's the ghost of Ryan Grubb. The AI just parking up, but that won't cause any safety cars, which doesn't give you the opportunity to scream safety car top of likes, as we do have Yaz at the back, I think. Yes, it is. It is Mr. Thomas lying with an incident at Beckett's. He is spun outside of the points now. In the top 12 here, scored points, by the way, as Alpha leads from Leah, from Alu, from Jax. DeBuda making a place on Morgan. Morgan trying to fight back, but the House will have to give up the place to the Friars. The Friars a big wiggle as he loses a couple more places. Casper setting the fastest up of the race in the Alpine. Actually, Richards at the very back, beating that time. As in terms of tire strategies, most drivers opting for the hard compound, with Katana, Thomas Lang, Jets is the only 3 opting to start on the softer medium compounds, as Alfred is still leading with Leo in seconds. I was initially thinking that maybe Alfredson will let Leo pass, although in this situation at the moment that wouldn't be much helpful. No,
as the gap is 0.4 seconds between the 2 Mercedes, but Alu is closing down very quickly on Leo. He's done a faster Sector 1 and is definitely chasing down this Mercedes.
He definitely is. As we go through Cobb's corner, they didn't do a Hamilton Verstappen. As we go through Beckett and Beckett's, not quite as fast in the race conditions because the drivers are running closer to race setups, more fuel and more tires as DRS available for both Leo and Alu, but no overtakes will be done between Nenges. I'm now looking at the back in the midfield. Are there some fights happening here? There are. We're currently watching Zay in the Williams. He's not going to make a move on anybody at the moment, although Thomas Lang makes a move on Rowley at Stone Corner for P13. Rowley trying to switch back. He's going to try to go round the outside of the Vale
now.
chicane.
No, he's the Alpine is ahead now as they come round the final corner to cross the line. Let's go catch up with our leaders. The gap between Alu and Leo is now only 0.3 seconds. Leo is trying to stay as much as he can in the DRS of Roland Alfredson, who has got, I mean, extraordinary pace today, it seems. He's managed to keep his first place as he put it on pole position in qualifying.
Yeah, as Pablo tried to overtake Jax for 4th place, the McLaren has got it for a brief moment. The Alpha fights back at all. The Alpha pushes the McLaren off the track for a little bit, and Zay is trying to get involved. Side by side towards Cobb's corner. Please don't do a Hamilton Verstappen, and thankfully they didn't. And Pablo tried to overtake the Alpha, but then the Alpha pushed the McLaren off, and that in turn gave the Williams the opportunity to take 5th place, and he did. And it is now Jax ahead of Zay and Pablo, P4, 5, and 6 as we exit Beckett's corner. I'm riding on board now with Pablo, and look at Zay trying to go around the outside of Jax at Stone Corner, but the AlphaTauri just
about ahead. Maybe a little bit of contact there between Zay and Jax at the end of Stowe. And we're going to see them head through Vale. Both of them actually locking up the rears there. Just a tiny little bit. So who's going to get the better exit onto the main straight here as we're heading through into turn 1. And the gap between them is 0.3 of a second. Zay's definitely going to want to keep that down. As we're actually seeing towards the front of the pack, Leo is trying to catch his teammate. The gap a few laps ago was 0.5 seconds. It's now down to it's now down to 0.4. Didn't get an amazing exit out of, I believe that is Village. And Alu is also trying to catch on to this little DRS train. In fact, we've got quite a DRS train from P1 all the way to P10 as we see Pablo go down the inside of Marco.
No, that was the other way. That was the other way around. It was Debudo trying to make a move on Pablo, but Pablo manages to defend.
I saw the position change go up, and I thought it was inside, indeed going around the inside.
Yeah, but no. It was Marco trying to make a move, who was ahead for a split second, but Pablo managed to get parked. I do pay attention to the. I'm now paying quite attention to the gaps and who is.
This little battle going on in the midfield here.
Yeah, a lot of action as Pablo did get the best exit out of it's Beckett as Debuda is going to use that advantage, trying to go around the outside and just about gets ahead of McLaren as Debuda's teammate Marcus K at the back picking up a penalty as we have multiple jumps at the back with penalties. So there's yellows at the back. It is Thomas Lang, I believe. Yes, Thomas Lang once again at the exit of Beckett's. Second time in 3 or 4 laps he had the same mistake. As I'm currently watching, Alu's pretty much right at the back of Leo here. Is he going to go for a send? No, he's not going to go for a send in turn 1. I think Alu, on one hand, he's desperate to get past Leo, but on the other hand, I think Alu should also think with his brain, because he knows the
he's going down on the left-hand side as we're going down. Who's going to be last on the brakes here? And he gets the inside line. He gets that done. Oh, no, he's going around the outside. Is Leo? Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Alu's trying to make it stick around the outside. Oh, it's coming into Cop's corner. What is going to happen here?
God.
What is going to happen here? Oh, my lord. Please go round. They're wheel to wheel going into Maggots and Beckett's. Let's ride on board.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we're into Cops now. And Leo is ahead. And now we're going into Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, we're now going back into Beckett's. Leo is just ahead, but Alu did give him one hell of a fight as Alu just has that bit more pace. I could tell from the corner entries between those two. DRS wide open for both of them. I don't think Alu is going to quite be able to overtake here at Stone Corner, but that was quite a duel between them two.
Absolutely.
As Katana makes a move on Morgan at the back for P9.
Alu he's in a good position right now. Even if Leo is ahead of him in this race, he's still going to win the drivers. But it seems that he's got quite a bit more pace at the early stages of this race than Leo, and he just wants to get around. But if he's too impatient, it may cause an incident between them, and maybe his race could go from going great to not winning the championship anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Either that or he could get swallowed by the pack behind. And speaking of the pack behind, there's a little battle developing between Jack Say and Margaret Debudo for P4. Riding on board now with the Ferrari of Debudo, as none of these two are able to make any sort of overtakes. Alu this time not opting to go for the overtake he tried a lap ago. He's just keeping it patient. But I think Alu, he knows that currently he's in a position to take the championship. I think he needs to kind of keep it cool, but also not do a lazy Sunday drive, because he knows the pace of the cars ahead of him and behind him. So
absolutely.
Yeah, he needs to minimize his mistakes, because otherwise, like you said, he's either going to make a mistake by himself, he's going to collide with Leo or another car, or he's just going to get eventually overtaken by a car or 2 or 3 behind him. As I'm now watching, look at this, Leo overtaking his teammate Alfredson for the lead of the race. And I'm wondering, is this team orders potentially from Mercedes? I'm getting a weird feeling. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but I have a weird feeling that Alfredson may start holding up Alu to the point where the pack behind start overtaking the Red Bull and give Leo that chance to take the Drivers' Championship. I just have that feeling that maybe team orders are going to start to play a hand here.
Well, of course, if that's going to happen, Jax is going to have to launch an attack on Alu as well. We've got yellows down. It looks like, is that a Ferrari of...
That's an Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo of Rowley going off the track there just before the start-finish straight. But as I was saying before, for this team orders to work, Jax is going to have to get ahead of Alu. And they have just switched back. They have just switched back. So I don't think it is team orders. I think they are purely just fighting, because surely Roland wouldn't have just taken that place back so soon.
Yeah, probably. Initially, when Leo took the place from Alfredson, I initially thought that was Team Wars, but after that, yeah, I think it's the case of no Team Orders. I think they're just gonna fight with each other. Although I think Alfredson and Leo will be cautious with each other. I think particularly Alfredson will be cautious with Leo when they're both battling, because he knows that Alfredson might get a slap on the wrist if he ruins Leo's race at this championship, even though Ali does have the. But although at the moment Leo is not in the position to take this championship at the moment, as we are now about to end lap number 8 here at Silverstone. Alfredson still leading it away for Mercedes from Leo. Mercedes currently having the perfect weekend so far, and Richard Sproigis in P11 currently has the fastest lap of the race with a 128.7. So currently he's scoring that extra point for fastest lap. So yeah, definitely in the position to take championship at the moment.
And when it comes to the constructors, Mercedes are sitting comfortably. It's unlikely we're going to see a 1-2. Well, I say unlikely. Near impossible we're going to see a 1-2 from McLaren to steal the constructors. Pablo down in 7th and Tim down in 14th with a 5-second penalty. So if Mercedes are at least going to take away one championship today, and that is going to be the constructors, as they lead into Sector 2 here in 1-2 fashion, with Alu just behind in P3 in the Red Bull, maybe biting his time here. And just as we go through Maggots and Beckett's, that's right on board. Is he looking to launch an attack here onto the hangar straight? He's using his overtake and his DRS here. Of course, Leo does have...
He's gaining.
He does have... Oh, are we going to go... Are we going to see 3 wide here? Oh, my lord. Leo's ahead. A little bit of contact, maybe, from Alu and Leo there. Maybe just a dab on the front wing.
Oh, look at Alu. Is he going to
Alu breaks early. Lets the two Mercedes fight. A little bit of a lockup there from Leo as they head round into the final corner of Silverstone. And it is the same positions that we had just before this little fight here. So definitely the top 3 all battling it out for this win, regardless of the championship. The Mercedes are... Oh, he's trying to go down the inside. There's not enough room there. There's contact. And Alu has spun. Alu has spun, losing many positions. He's down in P10. And there's a Ferrari of Marco who's spun off as well. Oh, no.
Right. Okay, yeah, Debuda's also spun.
So many people spinning.
Benzi has retired in the pit lane.
So now, I believe Leo is going to win the championship if it stays like this.
Yeah,
Alu has a lot of ground to make up now. He's dropped from P3 to P7. Was there really enough room going into turn 1 there? I don't believe so. I think he went for a gap that didn't exist. And, well, it's ended up worse for him as they both had contacts.
I was actually riding on board with Mr. Alu as it happened, and he went for a gap that didn't really exist, and unfortunately made a mistake. And regarding the points, so as it stands, as Leo overtakes his teammates, currently Alu is in P7, 1.5 behind Pablo. So at this stance, if Alu were to finish in 7th place, then all Leo needs is P3 plus fastest lap plus pulse. So Leo's currently leading. So at the moment, Leo is in the position to take this championship. And a big lap 10 that happens. Big drama happening in Silverstone as Alu is slowly catching up to this train. Well, I say train, now separated. The two Mercedes are together in one train. And then we have another train with Casper, then Katana, Morgan, Pablo, and Alu trying to catch up to that train.
Absolutely. Alu's definitely got the pace to come back towards the front of the pack, but has he got enough pace to make it all the way back up into P3 or P4? Whichever one he may need, depending if Leo can steal the fastest lap as well. That is pretty crucial for this. If Alu is going to make up a few more places, Leo might indeed need the fastest lap to secure the championship. As we see more people getting a 3-second penalty. Morgan has a 3-second penalty, which is quite important. Alu is less than 3 seconds away from him, so that virtually mathematically brings him up a position.
Yeah.
which is very
Puts him
good
in
for the Red Bull.
Yeah, that puts him in P2. That will put him in P6. But even then, with Leo leading, I'm still giving the championship as though multiple positions swapping at the back. Pablo making a move on Morgan for P6. And it was actually Katana also who makes a move on Casper at the same time for P3. So it's now a Mercedes-powered top 3, as the Aston Martin is a Mercedes-powered car. We can see Alu has caught up to this trade, so he's slowly making up this hill. But yeah, the question is, will he have the pace? And also to mention, I also have the battery. You also have the battery indicators as well. That he has pretty much, he has less than 10% battery left. Whilst the Mercedes, Leo and Alfredson have 50 and 60% battery respectively. So the Mercedes are able to manage their batteries better. And unless we do get a safety car,
safety car would be pretty good around about now for Alu, as we're probably approaching the pit window relatively soon. But Alu has quite a lot of pace on the driver in front of him. He's now in DRS range of Morgan as they're heading round Cobb's corner. He's going to have DRS again once we exit Maggots and Beckett's onto the hangar straight. So he definitely is closing in this gap very rapidly. It's been 2 laps since we'll call the incidents, and the gap has gone from 1.4 behind Morgan to 0.7 as he has DRS wide open. He's going to bring this gap further down by another 10th or so, although he doesn't have a lot of ERS deployment. When are we going to see the pit stops start to roll in and around what lap? Oh, he has a lockup going around Vale. That's not going to be good for his tyres either, as they're probably on the end of their life.
I'd suspect, I think in the next lap or 2 or 3, I suspect we should see the pit stops. Because as Zay has retired in the pit lane.
For speeding.
He retired. Marcus K also pitting. Richards picking up a penalty at the back. So we have 4 DNFs confirmed already, all of them in the pit lane. As I'm now currently watching Pablo, who's going to make a move on Casper for P4 down the inside of Brooklyn's. The McLaren has the inside line.
He's got ahead very easily there.
Very easily.
Looks like Casper went maybe a little bit wide in Brooklyn. Left the door maybe a little bit too wide open there.
Yeah, he probably did. As we can see Marco exiting the pit lane. He exits on the medium compounds at the back, whilst the Mercedes are comfortably leading up the front. The Mercedes drivers are 2 seconds ahead of everybody else, whilst I'm currently watching Alu, who has caught up to this train, although he doesn't have the biggest battery, although the same can be said about Morgan. He's
trying to go around the outside here.
Round the outside, and just before the braking zone.
Makes that look very easy, doesn't he? Oh, and he's pitting now. He is pitting now. Let's see. Is he going to try get a bit of an undercut on some people in front of him?
I'm presuming that we can see there Alu, Dabuna, and Katana opting to pit.
Marco does get a... Dabuna does get a 5-second penalty as well there for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, he entered the pit lane a bit too hot. As I'm now currently watching, what I'd imagine it is the medium compound for Mr. Alu. So I'd imagine he'll maybe try some form of undercut. I don't know it'll that work. As Rowley picks up the same penalty as well. A lot of drivers picking up penalties.
Yeah, we've probably got about half the grid maybe with penalties, maybe a little bit less. Let's have a look. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 drivers with penalties. Marco Dabuno does have an 8-second penalty as well. That is going to hit hard for him.
That's going to slap him real hard.
That is indeed.
As we can see, the current top 8 and Grandad are the only men who haven't made their pit stops yet. And I want to point out that Jettas is the only one of those on the medium compound. As Dabuno makes a move on the hard time run of Grandad for P11. Remember the top 12 score points in this one, as I'd imagine. When will Mercedes pit? I imagine the hard time runners are going to pitch later than the soft time runners. As Leo, here we go. Leo entering the pits for Mercedes. The race leader for one moment, but who was running a second. And he is now entering the pit lane. Casper, Pablo, Morgan also entering the pit lane. Richard opts to stay out. Alfredson also stay out. Mercedes not risking the double stack. And it is going to be the medium compounds, as expected, for the number 97 Mercedes. As I'm currently watching, he will, I'd imagine, come out ahead of Alu, I think, quite comfortably, I
Yeah,
think.
but the important thing is how much has that gap gone down? If we look at their previous lap times...
I'm watching the onboards of Alu. He's slowly gaining. I can see the Mercedes in the distance.
So he's definitely made up quite a bit of ground. He hasn't made up any positions, although that is because 3 people in front of him have not pitted. So maybe that early pit stop has given him quite a few track positions as everyone else is going to pit. But if we look at the lap times, it seems that Alu was lapping around a second, maybe a few seconds faster. Oh, he goes around the inside. Wow, what a move.
Yeah, move. He actually was very, very close to rear ending the McLaren Dev Tim, but thankfully just about manages to keep his front wing clean and moves himself up into P6, and it is now gaining on Katana as Alfredson pets into the pit lane for Mercedes. Mercedes didn't risk the double stack as Richards is going to stay out for AlphaTauri.
So Richards has a penalty. Richards has a 3-second penalty. Alu is looking to get closer to Leo here. Katana
as well.
Katana in front of in between Leo and Alu has pitted, so he is going to have to get in front of him with track position with an overtake. And then we have Jettas and the AlphaTauri in the lead who haven't pitted yet. So effectively, I believe Alu is up into P4 mathematically, I believe.
Yeah, P4, because when Richards heads into pit lane, Alu will be 4th. Leo will be leading though. However,
and he has got quite a gap on his teammate as well as Leo here in the lead. Over a second.
Hang on. Let's watch for Leo. No, not Alu, sorry. Alu, as he makes a move on the Katana for what is 4th place right now, will be 3rd.
And he also gets the fastest Sector 1 as well while doing that move. So he is sitting very comfortably right now. He's recovered from his pretty critical mistake in turn 1 and 2. And is now... Is he back in contention for winning the championship? He is. He's mathematically P3, which is what he needs. He's made a great recovery since lap 10. It only took him 6 laps and a pit stop. But that is an amazing recovery, and he is surely going to be hot on the tail of the Mercedes. A 0.9 gap between Roland. He has DRS now. As our race leader pits. Well, we won't be race leader for long. It's the top 3 are chasing him down now into Vale.
Katana, Casper side by side. The Mercedes, the Aston was on the curb. The Alpine gets slightly ahead. Katana's into 5th. Katana 6th. Although not for long.
Alu has the fastest lap as well. Oh no, is Alu with the fastest lap? Yes.
Hang on. There's Yellis at the back. Grandada is off in the gravel trap. He is also retired on the track. That won't cause any safety cars, I think.
As it is now,
where our top 3 is pretty much the same as it was before the incidents that happened. Although this time it is Leo leading rather than Alfredson. So yeah, whilst Leo is leading, Alu is third, which is what he needs to take the championship. So at the moment, even with Leo leading, at the moment Alu is still in pole position to take the Drivers' Championship. It is debut season.
And it does also make you wonder, because he had this crash and he's recovered so quickly in so few laps, what kind of pace would he have had if he didn't make that mistake? Would he, be flying off into the lead right now, or would Leo and Roland still be defending him at this point?
Oh, that's an interesting point to point out because I think he was maybe either that he probably would have either went off the distance, or maybe he would have maybe kept the same pace as it was before it. Because I think he pushed so that he was able to get back up into at least where he was initially. So I'm going to pause for a second as Jax is at a spin just before the pit entry. He drops down to P12. There's Rowley also spinning at Maggots and Beckett in the Alfa Romeo. As we are now, we can see the top three are locked together once again, as it was before the spin. We can see
all
that
in DRS
Casper...
range. Is Roland going to make a move on his teammate? The more he battles his teammate, the more that Alu has a chance of getting past both of them, which still won't change the outcome of the standings right now. But the question is, has Leo learnt from his mistake in lap 10? And is he just going to stay calm behind the two Mercedes? He knows that he's... Well, he should know that he's got the championship in his hand right now. But is he going to get impatient again? Or will he just sit behind them? Because he can realistically just sit behind these two Mercedes. He has the fastest lap.
Yeah.
He's got his foot on the podium already. He just needs to wait another 8 laps and the championship will be his, as DRS is wide open and they're heading into towards the pit lane entry here, towards Vale.
Yeah, well, I what I say is that I'd imagine if I was in Alu's position, I would have honestly just not really risked it and just stayed right behind him and not risk anything, because I think, especially after what happened to him in lap 2, I'm sure that for the remaining 8 laps, he will just stay patient and just make sure he finishes right behind these two Mercedes, as Jax retires in the pit lane as well as Richards.
Steals the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's on the soft tire, so it's not really a surprise that he took that. So yeah, what to say? Yeah, I think Alu, surely he will just... I would be surprised if Alu goes for another send. So I think
he is a very aggressive driver. However,
yeah, he is a very aggressive driver, but I think in this situation, I think he should. If I were in his position, I would most likely have just kept it cool and just finish where I am at the moment. So this to make sure that I'm third, because I know in this scenario, if we finish like this, the Red Bull has the championship. So I'd imagine he will probably keep it calm.
Just save the tires for when he needs them. Save his ERS when he needs them. If he just stays in the DRS range for the rest of the race, he is going to be A-OK for this championship.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm now going to look towards the back. There's been yellows at the back. Okay,
that was just Jax retiring, yep.
Yeah, that's Jax retiring. So one more retirement, and then so we're basically 13 drivers remaining. The top 12 score points. So we're just one retirement away from every single finisher scoring points.
And we've got 6 laps of racing left, ladies and gentlemen, as Roland looked to have... Well, 7 laps, yes. 6, 7. As Roland looked to have a little move down the inside of his teammate there for the lead, but he didn't fully commit into turn 1. And Alu is still comfortably... Is he going? Is Roland going to go down the inside? He is. Who's ahead? They're side by side. Leo's going to get ahead. Is Roland going to... Roland sticks around the outside and he... Does he take the lead? It's so hard to tell.
He does.
He's taking the lead, but this puts Alu right on the back of Leo. As they head round Cobb's corner, they fall into formation here. Going through Maggots and Beckett's.
Here we go, through Maggots and Beckett's. Alfred said, as Alu nearly taps Leo's rear wing again as they head down the hanger straight. Alfred with no DRS, Leo with DRS, Alu with DRS. No overtakes being made as Leo gets very close to his teammate, but not close enough to make a move. I saw that the Mercedes went to the right for a split second, and then a split second later went back to left because he very quickly realized that an overtake there was going to result in a major collision as the drivers continue. End lap 26 laps to go in this race. This is going to get intense. I think at this point, Leo's probably praying that Alu makes a mistake like he did just 10, 11 laps ago.
He's going to have to make quite a big mistake as well. He's going to have to lose, well, 2 positions, and then Leo's going to have to make up a position and maybe the fastest lap as well to secure the championship. So it's a very fine margin and a big miracle that Leo is going to need. So, yeah. This is very interesting. We've had some very good battles between the top three. A bit of an incident, but
Yes.
so far, relatively clean racing. A little bit of contact here and there, especially with the incident on lap 10.
Yeah, and no safety cars.
Absolutely. So far, our prediction hasn't been very accurate. There's been a lot of spin-offs and a lot of DNFs, and because there's so much runoff in Silverstone as it is a track as opposed to a street circuit, there's no need for any sort of safety car or virtual safety car at all.
Yeah,
as Pablo makes a move round the inside of Marco. But Marco's just ahead as they go into Vale. A little bit of a lockup from Pablo, and Marco De Bruno is ahead.
He is indeed ahead, although De Bruno does have a penalty hanging above his head. A 8-second time penalty, to be specific.
That's going to drop him down to about P8, P9, I think, just from looking at it.
Yeah, Casper in the Alpine also has an 8-second time penalty. In terms of penalties, De Bruno 8, Casper 8, Morgan with 6, Richard 3, Marco SK 6, and then Rowley at the back with 8 as well. As we're now looking, Casper's gaining as there's been a change of lead again, and this time Leo takes the race lead from teammate Alfredson. I have a weird. Okay, I was initially questioning that will there be team orders again? Although I don't think it's gonna happen.
I really don't.
Yeah, because especially the Alfredson versus Moment had a look at the round side of course, but I think he realized what happens when Max Verstappen tried to go around the outside of Mercedes at Cobb's Corner. As they go through back into Beckers very clearly. I'm currently watching Alfredson. He's using his battery. And he's gaining, and he's going to go for the move. But look at Alu nearly going for a move at Stoke Corner. He thought about the outside, but he's gaining. He thought about a move
ride on board
again.
Here.
He thought about a move again, but this time, again, like a Stoke Corner, wasn't able to make the move. As we now enter lap 23, 4 laps to go. Twice, Alu tried to go for the aggressive move. I mean, this situation, he wouldn't really need to go for those moves, but I think Alu just kind of wants it because, remember, Alu, he hasn't won a single race this season. I think Alu is desperate to finally get that first EXA career win and to win the championship in style. He's using DRS. He's using a bit of his battery as well. I think that's why he's also maybe why he's desperate to overtake, because he wants to take that first career win. He wants to take this championship, not just mathematically, but just taking it style by winning the race, as he is very, very close to the Mercedes of Leo. Alfredson has opened up the gap just a tiny bit, which does put Leo a little bit under pressure at the moment, although Leo will have the DRS. Actually, the Leo and Ali will both have DRS. As we go through back into Beckett very clearly, who will have the better exit. I think Leo managed to get the slightly better exits as we go down the Hanger Straight for the 23rd time this evening. And yeah, no overtakes at Stoke Corner. This is getting intense.
It is indeed. Alu, you make a good point. He might just be chasing that first race win at the end of the season. Very surprising, actually. It shows how consistent he's been all season to have not won a single race, but to have consistently put it on the podium 9 times and to be winning the championship without winning a single race is very, very impressive consistency-wise. But I'm sure he's definitely wanting the race win. But with 3 laps to go, he's it looks like he made a little bit of a mistake there, as Marco in the Ferrari is gaining on him. But he's still in the RS range of Leo. Leo is...
Oh, watch for Alu. Watch for Alu. He's going for second place round the outside of Brooklyn's corner.
Is there going to be any contact as they go side by side?
Inside, side by side. And who's going to come out on top? They're still side by side, but I think the Red Bull is going to come out on top, although the Mercedes is still there. But no, Alu does overtake the Mercedes of Leo as they almost hit each other through Cobb's Corner. Almost 2021 vibes as Leo thought of a move at back into Beckers. That would have been too sketchy as Alu's lights are flashing, means he has less than 10% of battery. He used a lot of his battery, although Leo does the same. As DRS open for both of these, Leo is gaining and gaining and gaining. Is he going to go for a move? No, just about not close enough to make a move. And although Alu went a little bit wide, is he going to go?
They're going to go down on the inside of Vale. A little bit of contact there as they're coming round the final 2 corners. Roland is getting ahead nicely, but Alu has Leo hot on his tail.
Oh, this is going to get intense as we just have two laps left in this race.
Leo is perilously close going into turn 4. He's going around the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact there. That slows down Leo. And Alu is getting ahead as they're going down the Wellington straight now. Still in DRS range. Alu defended brilliantly there from Leo. Maybe Leo was a tiny bit over-aggressive going for the dive bottom. But, well, on the outside. Late braking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, although, yeah, now, I think now Alu...
Well, he makes a little bit of a bit of a wobble there as well as we go down the old pit straight towards Cobb's corner. Marco sets the fastest lap on the soft tires. That is, of course, expected.
Yes.
But Leo starting to fall back a little bit. Is he going to get... He needs a good launch here down the hangar straight. He's got DRS on Alu.
Yeah,
Alu trying to break the... He's trying to break the slipstream as well from behind. He's doing attacking and defending.
Yeah, he's doing both of those, as I'm now currently watching Alu, who is very, very close to Alfredson. Although I do want to mention Alfredson has about half 50% battery, whilst Alu has just 16. As we enter the final lap of the X1 British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Alfredson currently leading, with Alu currently on pole position to take the championship. Leo still waiting to give his best shot fighting. As we can see, there's a back mark of Rolly there. As well, Leo trying to go down the inside.
Oh my gosh.
Almost contact. Very, very close to contact there, but thankfully, no contact between them as we go down the Wellington Straight. Alu is gaining on Alfredson. Alfredson has much more battery, so he's able to use that to his slight advantage as there's yells to the back. That's Rolly having a spin somewhere. Either that or just slowing down to let the leading guys pass because he is getting, in fact, loud. As Alfredson's using a bit of his battery, heading down the old pit straight. Alu is very aggressive. He is keen to take that first career win in X1, wanting to win in style as we now enter back into Beckett for the final time this evening. Very fast, very high speed flowing sections as Alfredson using the last juice of his battery, the last bit of battery he can as DRS available for Alu. He's gaining and gaining, but it is not going to be close enough unless Alfredson makes a mistake. But it doesn't really matter if Alu wins or second place because the championship in the drivers' standings is pretty much done and dusted. As we come round the final corner, Alfredson will win the British Grand Prix, but it is Alu who takes the drivers' championship on the final lap with second place. Leo gave it his best, but in the end, we'll have to settle for third, and unfortunately, his championship is over. He'll have to settle for runners-up spot.
Amazing drive there from Alu. He made a mistake, but he managed to recover absolutely brilliantly, and he's pushed himself all the way up to P2. Maybe he could have gotten the win if he didn't make his mistake in the earlier part of the race. But a brilliant drive from the top three. Amazingly entertaining fighting as well. And that wraps up both championships. Mercedes take the Constructors. Alu takes the Drivers' Championship. Very, very reminiscent of the 2021 season, I must say. But
yeah,
that is the end of the race. That is the end of Season 5. I hope you have all enjoyed this season, Twitch chatters.
I do indeed hope, as we are going to go through the final race results in just a bit. In fact,
let's watch the epic podium celebrations first. Wow.
Yeah, let's watch the podium celebration. Wow, yeah. What's an
virtual
epic
podiums.
Yeah, virtual podiums. Alu gave it his best to win the race, but in the end, we'll have to settle for second place. Alfredson had the extra battery in his back pocket to defend, and yeah, GG's for him. But Alu, he I mean, it didn't really matter if he got the win or second place because he was in the position where he needed to be to take the championship. As we head to the results for the British Grand Prix, Roland Alfredson wins the race from pole position for the Mercedes team. Alu takes P2 and with it the Season 5 Drivers' Championship. The first driver to take the championship on his debut season, and I'm pretty sure the first to do it without winning a single race. The man has been super consistent this season. Huge congratulations to the Red Bull driver winning on debut. As Leo, unfortunately, will have to sell for third place, and runners are spotted the championship. Behind them, Pablo takes fourth place ahead of Marco De Bruno. After penalties, they take 5th and 6th. Katana 7th. Then Casper 8th. Richards recovers from P19 to P9. Great recovery for him. Then Jettas runs at the top 10. Then Tim takes 11th place. Marquez gets 12th, the final of the points finishes, and takes the fastest lap points as well. Then we have Rowley, and then the DNS are Jax, Grandin Azay, Benzi, Thomas Lang, and Ryan Grob. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the X1 British Grand Prix. That is it for Season 5. So, that was quite an exciting race.
It was,
if
yes.
I can be completely honest. So,
a brilliant way to end the season.
Thoughts.
Brilliant way to end the season. Definitely a very good championship battle. I thought at one point it wasn't going to go Alu's way. After he had that spin, I thought it wasn't going to go his way. But he definitely disproved me. He definitely had the pace to win, and a well-deserved championship for him. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, also big credit to Leo as well, because Leo did the best he could, but unfortunately Alu was doing the exact same thing. And even though Leo didn't come out on top this evening, you gotta give him respect because he did fight until the end. And also kudos to Alfredson for winning the race. In fact, this is his second win of the season. He won round 2 in Las Vegas, which, by the way, that was a race where the top 6 were covered by less than 3/4 of a second. So there's a little bit of that down in there. But yeah, and obviously, as you mentioned, Mercedes come out on top dominantly in the Constructors' Championship. The McLarens, yeah, Pablo got 4th place, but the other McLaren wasn't really in the fight. So yeah, McLaren Mercedes take the Constructors' Championship. And like you said, true 2021 vibes where Red Bull wins the drivers and Mercedes win Constructors.
And it was perilously close as well. So congratulations to our top 3 finishers in the drivers. Alu has won $100 for winning this X1 Season 5 championship. Of course, please do join the EXA Discord if this is your first time watching and you're not part of the league. We have divisions for every type of driver, the professionals and maybe the newcomers like me who really, really are just slow in F1 23.
And everything in between.
Everything in between. We have 7 divisions, all moderated to an amazing standard. We're commentating pretty much almost every night. How many nights is the commentary? Well, I mean, there's 7 leagues, so pretty much every night there is a stream for you to watch. Different varying levels, you know. The lower down you get, the more safety cars there are. But that is the end of this stream. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in Season 6. Goodbye.